Dopamine is like a drug. That's why you can't get off your phone. Who am I? Like, what's my identity? You start checking your phone. Oh, maybe someone liked the photo of mine. People, possessions, performance. Or maybe someone followed me. Maybe someone probably messaged me. What the world defines to us as the truth. You're looking for the hit. You're like a drug addict. It's actually empty.
Sturdy Park, Loganlea was on the radar with council. There was a lot of fights happening down here. A lot of antisocial behaviour, a lot of young people getting into drugs and drinking in the park. So it became quite an unsafe place. Logan City Council invested a lot of money to renovate the park. They really wanted to make sure that it was a safe place for young people to access. REKON actually is short for reconciliation. In the word it talks about, as believers, we've been given the ministry of reconciliation. In other words, it's our role to, be able to reconcile people back to God. It's also short for reconnect as well. So we sense that there's a lot of young people who are disconnected to the community, disconnected from other young people from different nationalities and cultures and races and things like that. So our goal is to try to reconnect them to be more productive member of the community and be able to connect them to one another. I feel like there's so many dividing walls, and our goal is to break those dividing walls down and be able to get all the young people in this area to be able to collaborate, build relationships, connections with one another. That's the goal.
It became a reality really quick. I think because we got such strong leadership skills there, people with leadership qualities. It didn't take long for this to go how it's going.
It all started at the beginning of this year. I had organised to take a few of my young people from my church to a youth conference. One of the preachers was preaching. I remember hearing God speak to me about contacting a friend of mine who was heavily involved in the community. I rang the guy and basically I said, listen, I know this is really random, but I really want to be available to be able to do something in the community. Do you know of any projects that are coming up? And he said to me, man, your timing is impeccable. I've actually been given funding to run a program in Logan. And so are you keen to come down and be part of it? And I said, yeah, of course. And he goes, so he said, listen, just come down and run some music workshops and then I'll introduce you to all the guys. So I said, cool. The following week, he rings me up and he goes, listen, sorry to tell you this, but I've just left my job. Just got offered a new role. And I'm thinking about canning the project, but I thought about you. And are you interested in taking the whole project on? And I went, yeah, for sure. So I went from just being asked to do a couple of workshops to actually coordinating the whole project. Very hot, mate. Jeez. So yeah, we're going to set up the DJ again now. This is the community hall. We run a lot of arts programs in here, like crafts, arts and crafts. And hopefully we're going to start running some movie nights using the projector, have more families visit. So that's the goal. Check if it's broken. Oh, it's all right. But I reckon when it gets too hot, we could probably do some stuff in here as well. So this particular community centre, it's been here for years. Before we came here, the young people weren't accessing the hall, whatever reason it was, I'm not sure, but one of our goals was the hall itself to be used for youth-related programs. The reports were a lot of the young people were throwing a lot of rocks at the centre. Now they're totally, they respect the space now and they've claimed it as their own. And seeing a lot of, productivity coming out of what we're doing here, especially with the young people getting involved in all the different workshops that we're provided. We offer graffiti art, so they can come and learn how to spray paint and all forms of graffiti. He's running that workshop.
Growing up in the 80s, breakdance and graffiti was huge in New Zealand. So it's pretty much when it came in, and the whole style of graffiti and hip hop in itself are the early days of breakdance, hip hop, and graffiti. So I was taken upon that straight away. The first time I actually saw a graffiti movie, I was just blown away. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I did, and I did it underneath my house and in my bedroom, in the closets, and wasn't supposed to, but got in trouble for it. But it escalated for me, and as the trend came out in New Zealand, it really blew up over there. School, as a kid, I was more hands-on, so I was more of an artist, so I gravitated to it. And so all my maths books, my English books, my social studies books, all the title pages were all in graffiti, and I think I was a bit of a popular guy. I became popular because of it, and I started doing other people's title pages and maths books and all that sort of stuff for food, and so I sort of ended up charging people.
We also have a DJ and music production workshop, which I deliver, and teaching the guys how to make beats, how to record vocals, and then teaching them how to DJ as well. So I've been DJing since 1998, so it's a long time now. Self-taught, bought my first pair of turntables back in 98, and then just spent hours just teaching myself how to DJ, and then from there I started getting into the house parties and different celebrations and things like that, and birthdays and weddings and things like that. And then I got into the club scene, and was DJ for a while in the club scene. I just give them a sort of a basic teaching of it. I really sort of base it on respect for the neighborhood. We've got a lot of problem with graffiti around here, so they put it into good use, and they sort of have a bit more of an understanding and scope on the ins and outs of graffiti. You want to be proud of what you do and where you do it. So I really get into the heads that it's not cool to go around scribbling on people's cars or their houses or the fences, and come here, come to us and be taught. Today we're doing the word nice. So the kids sort of emphasize the word nice, to be nice to one another, obviously. And it's a good attribute to have, to help people and just generally be nice around their community. But it's really a nice and easy plain word to see for them to actually expand on. And once they've learned to paint it, it'll stand out to them, and that's what we want. We want everybody to be nice to one another. Every week these kids are growing, and that's what pushes me. That's what fuels my heart, and that's what makes me come here. Because you see them you'll teach them one little technique, and then all of a sudden next week they're using that technique, they've remembered it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so P and I actually met this time last year. We just connected straight away because P's got a real passion to support and help young people as well. And then from there we talked about ideas of collaborating, putting our passions together to be able to help young people, and that's how we connected. And then with Jamie, who runs our sports workshops, it was the same thing. We connected basically because he's had a passion to support young people as well. Yeah, so Trix is a music artist himself. He basically opens and closes the venue up for us. But we've been able to partner with him to run some percussion workshops, and because he's really good at he's a drummer and a percussionist, singer, and so we're trying to utilize him more. At first it was a 10-week program, and it went really well. We saw a decrease in crime and a decrease of antisocial behavior. We saw a lot of young people interacting with one another, especially from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, and the young people just didn't want us to leave. And so Logan City Council were able to source some more funding to keep us down here. So that's why we're still here. So the whole 1-4 partnership actually came through a good friend of mine, Andy. And so Andy goes by the name of DJ Maxwell. He contacted me saying that he was bringing 1-4 up to Brisbane because he's a concert promoter, and he mentioned that 1-4 were looking to donate proceeds from their underage concert to a not-for-profit or a charity, specifically to a charity that focuses on youth. And so I said, yeah, bro, that's what I do. We've got a charity that's, you know, supporting youth in Logan City and all across Brisbane. And so he went back to 1-4 with all our details and checked out our website and things like that. And then he got back to me and said that, yeah, 1-4's chosen us to receive their gift.
And putting all that together is one thing, but then to put the idea to the boys and for them to come on board, not only agree, but to donate, obviously, their fee and the proceeds to give that to charity. The charities that we have chosen, ladies and gentlemen, is REKON, which stands for Reconnection Youth Outreach Services. Trying to reconnect the youth back into some sort of program to try and put them on the right path for their future. So again, from the crew, HB Boys, 1-4, the promoters, everybody behind this, Full Clip Radio, Urban Wear, Fresh Crew, every single cent from this show here is going to these two wonderful charities. So please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Ever since we've been here, we've seen the community change, especially in its kids, and that's where it starts.
We hope through interacting with us and through our engagement with them that we're able to give them hope and be able to guide them and give them a pathway to be able to reach whatever goals that they may have in life.